Thank you for being with us. This bill was voted for by lawmakers whose mandate expired at the end of December. Opposition leader Bridget Kafui Johnson denounces what she describes as a power grab. Did Togo's parliamentarians have the necessary legitimacy to vote on this text?
No. It is quite obvious that Togolese lawmakers do not have the necessary legitimacy to change the Togolese constitution. The term of the 6th legislature had lapsed since December 31, 2023, and notwithstanding the fact that the constitution allows its MPs to remain in office until the elected members of parliament actually take office. It goes without saying that the same constitution in its Article 144, paragraph 5, expressly prohibits any initiative to revise the constitution during this interim period.
So, Paula Megikpo, how do you explain that the leaders, the Togolese legislators, did not choose the path of referendum as was the case in '92?
And yet, the referendum is also a constitutional obligation. Article 59 of our Constitution in its paragraph 2 requires that the modification of the number and duration of the mandate of the President of the Republic can only be done through the referendum vote. And we have noticed that, through the revision which was adopted, the duration of the term in office of the President of the Republic increased from 5 to 6 years instead of a term of 5 years renewable once. It is now a single 6-year term.
Could it be that, ultimately, if this law is promulgated by the head of state, it will be overturned by the Constitutional Council in Togo?
It would first be necessary for the Constitutional Council to be involved. Unfortunately, Article 102 of our Constitution provides mechanisms for seizing the Constitutional Court. We believe that the presidents of the institutions of the Republic, or the presidents of the parliamentary groups who did not agree with this revision, could directly seize the Constitutional Court to raise the unconstitutionality of this constitutional change even before the President of the Republic has the opportunity to promulgate it or not.
So, the new text would introduce a position of President of the Council of Ministers, elected for 6 years. He would have the authority to manage government affairs according to the texts. Some opponents believe that this text is a maneuver intended to keep President Faure Gnassingbé in power. Do you think their fears are justified?
Yes, their fear is indeed justified to the extent that the President of the Republic decides to be President of the Republic. So, at the end of the promulgation of this revision, this new constitution, he will have the possibility of serving 6 years, a mandate of 6 years, and at the end of this mandate, he can therefore be elected by Parliament, therefore the Senate and the National Assembly without debate as President of the Council of Ministers, for henceforth, a mandate for life, because the mandate of the President of the Council of Ministers is retractable in an unlimited manner.
We have the Togo Episcopate who called on the head of state not to promulgate the new constitution. They are calling for a political dialogue. Do you think this scenario is plausible?
We will not be able to count at this stage on the political will of the President of the Republic, to the extent that, hiding the constitutional reforms of such great importance from the Togolese people, who woke up on March 26 to realize that he went from the Fourth Republic to a Fifth Republic, clearly shows the regime's desire to make a transition by force. What we are thinking about is citizens' mobilization. Because the 1992 Constitution gives prerogatives and sovereignty to the people who must exercise it through their representatives. And we noticed that these representatives did not respect the constitution that the people had adopted by referendum, and therefore, the people now have the power to contest this procedure which was initiated, or to demand that a referendum be initiated, so that it pronounces itself directly on the change of the fundamental law.
Paul Amegikpo, thank you for answering our questions this evening on the political situation in Togo.
Stay tuned for more news in Togo. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, take care.